People, especially parents, have felt a lot of pain about mistakes they have made in their lives. And the promise is that if they can prevent that pain from reaching their children, then they will. Many cultures recognize corporal punishment as a form of counsel. And in any loving relationship, the person who loves you will always offer you counsel if they think they can, one, help you excel in life, or two, help you avoid unnecessary pain. Many times, after making a bad decision, we often find ourselves wishing we could go back in time. And the people who came before us, their lives and their mistakes, are the closest things we have to going back in time. And there are quite a number of people who have lived very eventful lives, and afterwards they come forth and try to educate us in order to prevent us from making the same mistakes or suffering the same pains. And as good as that sounds, it is very naive to think that counsel, especially in the form of advice, only comes with good intentions, with the best interest of the receiver in mind. And that is also true for parents who put pressure on their children not to repeat their mistakes, because this isn't always coming from a good place. A lot of times these parents are resentful and regretful and take it out on their children by treating them as if they are already guilty of their mistakes. And this is the kind of thing that leads to the overprotective behavior that stunts the child's growth and impedes their personal development. It can even lead to abuse in some cases. Seeing people in their 50s going back to school proved one thing to me. If you are alive, then your mistakes are still yours to fix. Instead of trying to force what you think would have been the solution to your life onto mine, do it yourself. My life is not a second chance for yours. These young people think they know everything, and you think you're superior to me for no other reason than the fact that you were here first. I have said this before in private many times, in public too, that many of you old folks, you only exist as examples of what we should never become. And your actions are a better example of that than your advice ever will be. And guess what comes next? Make sure you never come to me when the worst happens to you, because I'm done wasting my time on you. You know everything. It is perfectly reasonable to suggest that maybe some of the ideas that parents may have about what they should have done with their lives might not be the correct ones. It is human nature that sometimes we don't pull healthy lessons from our trials in life. You want me to treat you as if you are automatically correct because you never questioned how unhealthy your parents were. And that's another thing, right? Many of you are just blindly repeating the ways of your parents because you've never acknowledged that you turned out okay despite the way you were raised, and not as a credit to it. Counsel or advice can turn out to be one of the most productive things for your life, right? Just trying something that somebody has suggested to you might turn out to be the best decision of your life. It is the demanding and the commanding that I treat your word as law that is the problem, because that violates a very important truth between us, and that is, even though I came from you, I am independent of you, and I should never, ever, ever inherit guilt and shame from your choices.